Oh, hey, sorry. I don't assume because it's just stuck in my head, because the reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated. You guys have been watching the real-life Satoru Gojo for how long now? And there are some people that still didn't believe that it wasn't over yet, that he'd come back. And today we're talking about chapter 260 of Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't like to review chapters every time, but this is a chapter that absolutely needs to be talked about. I am in ecstasy. I cannot explain to you guys the injection of hype that was when this chapter was leaked and then when it came out on Friday. So today we are talking about the 236 days. And I am actually now, I'm not even fucking kidding, I'm now realizing it was 236 days since the chapter that Gojo died, which was chapter 236. Holy motherfucking Gege is cooking. I need to compose myself. Dogs, I'm not even fucking kidding. Low-key, I want to cry. I literally did not plan for this. I had no fucking clue. I hope I did the math right. I hope Google did the math right. Regardless, let's talk about Friday, May 17th, 2024, the day the chapter came out. For as much as we meme and complain, Gege is absolutely fucking cooking. And let me preface this by saying we can talk about binding vows, we can talk about JJK and the complaints we have, things we don't agree with, while we still love the series. I get so many comments that are like, dude, if you don't like this, just don't fucking read. That's not the point. I love JJK. You can still criticize things you love. That's the whole point of fucking living. Oh yeah, and before I forget, make sure to stay till the end of this video. I'm doing something that I promised you guys a while ago that I would do. You don't want to miss it, trust me. Moving forward, Todo is an absolute beast, and that is putting it fucking lightly. We're going to talk about each of the characters that were appearing in this chapter, but man, let's just go through the introduction. Todo beast, Yuji goes so damn fucking hard in every panel, in every fucking chapter of this arc, which is kind of an uh-oh moment. We know how Gege operates. Yuji might not be so safe. Furthermore, I may have been wrong about binding vows. Maybe they're not like Nen vows. Maybe they're not supposed to be equivalent exchange, but they are just fucking broken as shit. And we see this in Todo's binding vow. Put a pin in that. We'll talk about it in a sec. But oh my lord, there is no sort of exchange happening for Todo's binding vow. Furthermore, we love to see it. Sukuna is feeling shades of Mahito. There comes a time in every villain's life where they realize, oh fuck, I'm cooked. And Sukuna is feeling that right now. We see that in his eye movements. We see that in his thought processes. Sukuna, it feels good to see you lose. And that is because, and I will admit it, you are a good villain. But the real reason everyone's here, the real reason everyone is hyped, he's back. Guys, God, I never fucking left. I was here all along. I don't know what you guys were expecting. And in Gege doing this, JJK 261 might be one of the most anticipated chapters ever, at least in JJK. Alright, intro done. I'm still so fucking hyped. I hope you guys can tell. I hope you guys are hyped as well. Let's talk about Todo. He managed to save everyone, except for Choso, and that makes sense. I know a lot of people are mad about why the fuck didn't he save Choso and Yuji from Malevolent Shrine and Furnace as well. They were in the fucking epicenter. He just couldn't do that. However, Todo, I have a question to ask you. Why the fuck was your arm still wrapped up if you managed to boogie-woogie everyone out of there? The only imaginable explanation I have for this is that you went to Meimei and said, hold on, before I go, let me wrap this back up so I can surprise both my brother and Sukuna's dumb cock-ass bitch. And honestly, when the chapter came out, the first thing I thought is the Vibra Slap is dumb as fuck in a very cool way. I think the animation, when this is animated in like 2029 or fucking whenever it's going to be animated, is going to go so hard. Yes, it's a little cringe, but being cringe is being free. Just take a look at your boy. I'm just kidding. I'm not cringe. I'm the coolest person you've ever fucking seen. Don't even lie to yourself. Now, he is a binding vow, genius, lord, intellectual, king, abuser. We learn that he actually did trade nothing to get everything. Unfortunately, though, he does not seem to know how a Vibra Slap works, or maybe it's Gege. As you can see in this picture, he is hitting the ball on the wood. That is not how the instrument works. This is an education channel. I'm teaching you this. Regardless, Todo managed to sacrifice his arm for the ability to swap with people 50 times in 1 second, or fewer, depending on what he decides to do. Sukuna admits to himself in his own mind palace that he does not want to see Todo now. That is such a fucking L for the king of curses. In fact, he goes on to say, it is literally impossible to get used to Boogie Woogie. Yeah, Todo's a fucking supercomputer. He has literally a 530,000 IQ. The amount of information overload, like I am convinced that if he got hit by Unlimited Void, he'd be totally fine. He'd be like, yep, I fucking knew that. And I will say, Gege is really good at showing us stuff retroactively. It's basically confirmed that he worked together with Yuta to kill Kenjaku. The same sound effect that Todo uses now with the Vibra Slap was heard when Yuta was slashing Kenjaku. So overall, great fucking showing from Todo in this chapter. Yeah, the fight is kind of hard to follow overall just because Boogie Woogie is much more suited for animation over manga. But let's talk about Yuji. 530,000 battle IQ, absolutely fucking confirmed. The fact that he can also supercompute exactly know when Todo is going to swap him or Sukuna, do this roulette shit, and manage to land several fucking attacks on Sukuna, who can't get used to Binding Vow, is beyond me. I don't know what to say. As we briefly touched upon, Yuji absolutely oozes fucking aura literally every chapter. And in this chapter, he didn't even talk. He didn't talk to Sukuna, he didn't talk to Todo. He had like maybe one sentence of thought to himself. And the aura in this panel goes so fucking hard. These are 3 goats, I'm not gonna lie to you. But what I do want to say though is that as much as he hates Sukuna, as much damage as he took so far, as much pain as he's seen, the merger is gonna be his real last battle. And I'm extremely confident in it happening very soon. Sukuna is on his last legs. At least that's what it seems like. Where the fuck are you now, Uraume? Let me see you. Actually, no. Please do not cut back to Hikari, Uraume. Anything but that. That way I can keep on hating on Hikari. Now, Sukuna! Get baited, you dumb fuck! But now, the real reason we're all here. The real reason you clicked on this video. The strongest. Holy fucking shit, dude. This is immaculate. And again, I'm thinking about the fact that it's 236 days after Gojo's death. Holy shit. So yes, the fact that Kashimo is back means we can finally rest easy. Sukuna is so cooked. I'm just kidding. Whether he's alive or not remains to be seen, so don't get your hopes up too much, but what I will say is though, either option is goated in its own way, and we will describe why. Although there is an asterisk to this statement. If it is literally anyone but Gojo, we will collectively riot. I don't even know what the fuck we'll do. We'll storm the Capitol building again. Actually, no. I don't even know if I'm allowed to joke about that. Well, whatever. FBI, open up. Alright, so if Gojo is alive, why is that dope? Well, first of all, fuck yes, let's go. I'm so fucking hyped. I told you. I've been a coper. You can look at my old videos. I have explanations as to why, but what I will say is that I actually think that there is a higher chance than people expect. It could very well mean that Gojo is just alive and well. The amount of eye foreshadowing that we've seen, the amount of ui that we've seen, the amount of airport scene moving north to become, or south, whatever it is, to become a new person. And now, thinking about 236 and 236, I'm low-key convinced that he's just back. Also, the look on Sukuna's face after realizing he probably killed nobody, because if Gojo is back and Shoko was able to heal him or whatever, that means Higuruma's alive, maybe just Choso is dead, would be so fucking priceless. Again, it would mean that his ideology of standing alone at the top failed him. He was not able to conquer this era. Fuck you, dude. I do want to say though, if Gojo is alive, there is a very real chance that Yuji dies. I think that one of them is not making it to the end of the series, and it is very legitimate a possibility that Yuji just dies, surrounded by everyone he loves, just like his grandpa cursed him to do. And that could be through the merger. Now, it also makes sense for Gojo to be alive, just because Tengen and the Six Eyes have a connection, and Tengen has something to do with the merger. So, there's a really strong case to be made for Gojo to be alive, but all I can say for now is, fuck yes, let's go! And lastly, and most importantly, if he is alive, he can finally come back and live as Satoru Gojo, not the strongest. I am Satoru Gojo because I am Luca. It's the same kind of vibe. Alright, but if he's not alive, if he's a ghost, if he's a spirit, whatever, we know what the chapter said. Brother, I'm gonna be a little bit salty, but it's still good, and let me tell you why. First of all, it could be that Todo's delusions are so strong that they're seeping into Sukuna and fucking he's gonna see Takara-chan next. Maybe the idle manga that Gege wants to write is just gonna start in chapter 261. Who fucking knows? I guess cool. As people know, if it is a ghost or it's a spirit, it's likely due to Sukuna being on his last legs and fucking seeing PTSD. I mean, it suggests in some way that I'd win is true in a way because Gojo's ideology of having his students win the battle for him beats Sukuna's ideology of solo 1v1 king. Almost as strong as Itachi, 1v1 king, never loser. So in that way, even Spirit Gojo appearing and somehow helping is a huge dub. I mean, in my opinion, chapter 260 was a huge success no matter really what happens, unless it's fucking Kenjaku, which makes no sense. Huge dub, Gojo appearance, community went wild. And my biggest argument against the he's not alive thing is that what's up with the domain expansion that Sukuna literally gets scared about? I don't think it's Sukuna using domain expansion. I'm pretty sure it's hearing Gojo. Now, if it's literally anything else, if it's Kenjaku in Gojo's body, if it's Yuta with the 6 eyes, if it's Inumaki cosplaying as Gojo, if it's Nobara with a fresh cut, you can pause the video and here's a list of things that might happen. So, in conclusion, what can we say about chapter 260 of Jujutsu Kaisen? The amount of storm weathering that Gege is doing is fucking generational. Because people hate on him. It's a vicious cycle. It's hate, man, Gege sucks. Oh my god, Jujutsu is so peak. It sucks, it sucks, no. It's been peak, it's good, you can still criticize and enjoy. Next, Todo is legitimately the smartest character in the series. Initially, I was gonna put this slide as he is the fucking smartest character I've ever seen in anything ever, but no, he is the smartest character in the series. Yuji is doing the locking in for his bum ass of a friend, and I'm cooking with bum ass. Dumbass is a word, why is bum ass not a fucking word? We need to use that. Use that in your fucking lingo, in your vernacular. Of course, very importantly, as Usher says, Daddy's home? Perhaps? Let's see what Gig is cooking, and man, chapter 261 is gonna be so good, and last but not least, And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, the Gojo cosplay is complete. We were supposed to do this for 10K subscribers. We were already at 16K. It's growing way faster than I could have ever expected, and I have you guys to thank for it. I love making videos. I love interacting with you guys. Thank you so much for interacting, liking, and subscribing to the channel. More videos to come. Amazing chapter. Now all we do is wait for 261. I love you. Goodbye.